Now, the future of D.C.'s youth curfew for the spring and summer is still unclear.
While council members took a significant step in making curfews permanent, they pressed the brakes on a vote to extend the current emergency order set to expire in just over a week. Our Jess Arnold is live in Navy Yard, which has really been the site of several so-called teen takeovers at the center of this debate. Jess, walk us through what this all means and what happens next. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. It means that whatever council members and proponents there are of this emergency youth curfew, they're going to have to make some tweaks to that legislation to convince another council member to join them in voting yes so they can reach that 9-vote threshold for it to pass. It also means that Mayor Bowser's executive order extending the current youth curfew will likely end before the council has a chance to vote again on that emergency legislation, which the mayor is not happy about. She posted last night on X after the council ended up tabling that emergency legislation, saying, quote, "Their continued inaction on extending the juvenile curfew through the spring and summer leaves our city without a critical tool for keeping our neighborhoods safe." But as you mentioned, a permanent bill did advance with some changes.
I had always said that I wanted to pair the juvenile curfew zones with investment in youth, whether that be youth programming at a rec center or partnering with community-based organizations. That was really important to me, and so I'm happy that the council passed that version.
This version includes at-large councilmember Donnie Crawford's amendment, which requires DPR or a community org to provide structured, supervised youth programming when an extended curfew zone is in effect, and they have to be announced in tandem. It also prohibits police from stopping, questioning, dispersing, or transporting a minor based solely on their presence in a curfew zone before curfew begins, or their presence in a small group. Now, the permanent version passed the first reading with a vote of 8-5, as some council members still believe the continued quote-unquote teen takeovers prove that the curfew is not working. Council Chair Phil Mendelson previously thought that curfew proponents would get that 9th vote needed to also pass the emergency extension, but clearly that didn't end up happening, and the next time the council will be able to vote on that is the same time that they will take up their second vote on the permanent legislation, which is on May 5th. Mayor Bowser's executive order extending the current youth curfew is set to end on May 1st. Now, in the meantime, D.C. police say that they will continue their increased enforcement in areas like here in Navy Yard. Guys.
All right, Jess Arnold reporting, and Jess just mentioned his name. At-large council member Donnie Crawford speaks with our Lorenzo Hall about the curfew in the upcoming episode of the D.C. Beat. Crawford played a big role, in fact, in drafting a few of the amendments tied to the permanent youth curfew legislation that passed its first vote Tuesday. You can watch a new episode of the D.C. Beat streaming on WSA 9 Plus tonight at 7 p.m.